Hey everybody, how you doing? Anthony Marquis, president of the Kubert School, and I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual open house. It's going to be pain-free and easy to see. It's the way I like it. So welcome, and let's get going. Let's get right into the Kubert School. So the Kubert School was founded back in 1976 by the great Joe Kubert. Him and his wife Muriel thought that out of a need, and people always asking him, how do you get into comics? Then what better idea than to start the school? So he started off where the students are actually in housing, which is about a mile and a half away. And it's called the mansion. That's where everyone stays. And then eventually we moved over to the school. So this is what we're going to walk on into. So come on. I'm sorry, you guys got to watch me walk up the stairs. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but go ahead, go on in. So welcome to the Kubert School. We've had some fantastic alumni that have come to the school for the years. Everyone from the Kubert brothers, Andy and Adam, all the way to Amanda Connor, Minkyu Jung recently, Gary Brown. It's really an endless list of folks that have come to the school. So whenever you walk through those doors, it's really exciting to be following in those footsteps. When you first walk in, I'm going to bring you guys into the main office. This is the main office. Usually Lucy is sitting here. She's the great receptionist that we have at the school. She takes care of all the attendance as well. These are really like the main offices, but over here, this is a very special room to us. This is the conference room. So the conference room was Joe Kubert's office. We felt that it was very important that when we came into the school that we brought life into Joe's office, because he always used to hold his meetings in here, and we thought that it was a great way to get everyone back and involved and bringing Joe's spirit into everything. So it was really exciting for us. On the walls, we have different artwork by some of the artists that are at the school faculty. And one of the fun little things about this room too is this table, and even the couch that's over in the back, is all from DC Comics. So this was actually the conference room table from DC Comics, as well as the couch was found in the famous Superman part of DC, where when you came up, there was the big Daily Planet globe and all the different chairs. These are all pieces of art by Joe. These were lessons that he would do for the students. So it's a great way to have something up on the walls by Joe and to still learn from. So he's still teaching us. Don't pay attention to this room. There's nothing behind the curtain there. You guys don't want to see anything in there. So one of the other really fun things that we have at the Kubert School are the display cases for the students. So what we have are actually magnetic display cases. It's really cool. So we're able to put up everybody's artwork without putting any holes in it, no punctures. Everything stays exactly the same. It's perfect. And all you do is you just place it on. That would have been very embarrassing if that would have fell. So come on. Now we're going to walk into the orientation room. So now the orientation room is really one of my favorite rooms in the entire school. It's a great place where we have events. We have guest speakers. We have masterclass instructors such as Lee Weeks and Andy Kubert. And they come on in and they teach. And it's also a great place to hold big gatherings of the students. So we get them in here and we talk to them about all the different going-ons. We prepare them for New York Comic Con. It's a really great room. We also have some more Joe Kubert original artwork on display. Same thing as before, more lessons for us to learn from. And it's a great spot. We held the first ever gallery event for the instructors at the school in this room. And it was a huge success. So very fun stuff goes on. We're going really far. We're going to go across the hallway now. So this is another section of the school, which is really integral to it. These are a lot of the offices for the main staff. So in here, you have Mike Chen's office. Anybody that has reached out to the Kubert School or has gone to this Kubert School over the years will know Mike Chen. He's great. He's the assistant director of the school, and he oversees basically everything. If you look on the walls over here, and I hope you guys can see it, these are actually the original blueprints for the mansion. Now, the mansion is the the housing place that I was talking to you guys about before, where all the students live, and it's also where the school started out at. It's really a fantastic, fantastic place. We have admissions and events with Lloyd Briggery. Our financial aid officer's office, Tashi. Our school director's office, Carol Thomas. And our Swiss Army knife of a human being, Richard De Jesus's office. So now we're back into the main hallway. Told you, painless, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way through, okay? Another fun little thing that I kind of want to touch on really quick is the bathrooms on the first floor are themed. So the women's room has some beautiful artwork by Kubert School alumni Carly I, who did Wonder Woman. I did Spider-Man, but I hate mine, so I'm not going to show that. I did it when I was a student, not a fan of it, still there. I'm forced to keeping it on there. I don't want to, but it's okay. Now we're going to make our way into one of the classrooms because I think it's very important for you to see what one of the classrooms look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter classroom 1A. This is your typical classroom, okay? So everybody comes on in, they gather together. It's Monday to Friday, just to give you the heads up. 2 classes a day and the study hall. And the instructors come and they give fantastic instruction to the students. It's really intense, but you learn a lot. As you can see, Fernando Ruiz never cleaned the board, so I got to get on about that. So I think what better time than now than to bring Fernando in and start giving him a little bit of trouble about not cleaning the board. So let's see what we can do. Fernando, you there?
I'll be in on Monday to clean that board.
You better be in on Monday, Fernando. I need it clean.
Oh, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. When I get off, I'm in the car.
That's what I like to hear. How are you doing, Fernando?
Very good. Very good. The place looks beautiful.
Am I talking too fast? Do I need to slow down? Are the people getting the information?
I'm looking over at the comments, and people are really impressed with all the changes and how everything looks. Everything's looking really good.
That's great. That means a lot to me.
And you're doing great.
You know, the main thing that we care about at the school is really providing the students with the best education possible and giving them the best facility as well. So that's what we're really doing here, and we're working really, really hard to keep it up. So I appreciate the nice comments. So Fernando, can you tell me a little bit about your time from when you were a student at the school?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I started at the school way back in 1991 as a first-year student. And, you know, you think back to that time, and a lot has not changed in that the philosophy of the school and the practices of the school are the same. You know, we come to the school, we want to be artists, we want to be creative. The faculty are all working artists who are actively working in the fields that they are teaching in, which is one of the things that makes the school such a unique experience as opposed to, you know, your more traditional other schools. So it was great when I was a student learning from guys like the Hildebrandt brothers who were teaching here at the time. Just so many professionals who just showed me not only how to draw, but really the technical stuff of how comic books are put together from beginning to end and every step of it. The basic drawing, the storytelling, which is so critical. And, you know, I graduated in 94, and I was really away from the school for 1 year before the great Mike Chen got me back to teach. And I started teaching there in 1995, starting with our Saturday classes, and then the full-time curriculum in 96. So, and it's been great. You know, we continue the traditions and the principles established by Joe.
That's fantastic, Fernando. I want to ask you a quick question. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about what you teach at the school and what that's like?
Yes, I teach narrative art and basic drawing. Those are the two I've taught many classes over the years at the Kubert School. A lot of our graduates might remember me from different classes, like I've taught figure drawing, design, but probably my two mainstays are narrative art and basic drawing. Basic drawing is the basis of everything. It's your foundations for drawing. It's what the name implies. I teach you how to draw. And I start from the very beginnings with basic shapes, and we go into things like shading, perspective, lots of perspective. Everybody needs perspective. We get into composition and textures, and you know, we cover everything that you need to know in order to be able to draw. Narrative art is really the science of storytelling. It's being able to tell a story using your pictures arranged in a specific sequence. So that's really, narrative art class is really your comic book class. That's where we teach you how to take a script, a writer's story, and interpret that visually. And in my classes, I do give the students professional scripts to work from, so that they really get an experience for what it's really like in the business.
You know, it's so important, the narrative art aspect of it, and especially the basic drawing thing. So, you know, you're a pretty important teacher, Fernando. Give yourself a little bit of credit here. And I think anybody that's had you as an instructor would say the same thing. You're a fantastic instructor and a great friend, and just the school's very lucky to have you. So anybody that comes to the
Thank you
school,
very much.
they're really getting somebody fantastic. And I can't thank you enough for being a part of this, and thank you enough for being a part of the school. So Fernando, thank you so much for joining in for a few minutes with us. We're going to get cruising along again. Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we let you go?
Just want to thank everybody who's tuned in, and you know, I hope if they're, you know, interested in the school, reach out to the school, look at the school's website, check out the other stuff we've got going. Anthony and I do the live stream interviews, the Kubert School interviews. They're a blast, right?
Oh, they're the best. I love it. We always have wonderful guests. We've had Mark Chiarello. We've had oh my God, Klaus Janson. We've had, I mean, there's Shane Davis, Dan DiDio. I mean, it's incredible, the folks that we've had on there. And it just goes, it's a testament to the Kubert School and what it stands for and how well respected it is. And you know, that's why everyone wants to be a part of it. It's something really special, and to be able to be a part of it, it is an incredible experience. So really, thanks again, Fernando.
You bet, Anthony. Good luck. You're doing great today.
Thanks. I'm sweating too much. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back on the tour. So as you guys might be able to tell, we have a different background because I've moved up to the third floor, which is really the second floor for what everybody uses within the building. The school itself is actually 3 stories, and it's about 100 years old. Okay, so it's a very cool old school. It's a lot of fun, and it's just a great environment. The students are always fantastic, and there's such a wonderful energy. I love the school. When I was a student here, I thought it was fantastic, and I still think it's fantastic today. So as you make your way through this floor, you'll notice that we have different artwork that some of the instructors have done. This was done by Bob Harden. It was a poster for a special beer. We also have some other instructors' artwork up on the wall over here, some fantastic work. Tom Mandrake, Sean Mandrake, Jan Dursema. I mean, it's really a fantastic list of instructors that we have here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick walk into the library. So we're redoing the library as well. We have a wonderful collection of trade paperbacks, graphic novels, so this way the students can always come on in and see what's going on in the industry. We created a workstations throughout the library, so this way the students can come in and, you know, if they need to get some extra places to scan, work on some computers, fine tune some things, get some reference, it's a great place to come to. And just in case anybody does have any questions, if I can't answer them right away, I promise I'll do my best to get in touch with you. But always feel free to reach out to the Kubert School at info@kubertschool.edu, and we'll respond right away and get right back to you. Some more beautiful artwork up on the walls. This is always my favorite piece of artwork. Even when I was a student, there's something fantastic about it. The acting and body language. by these characters is incredible. So maybe you got to come to the school and check it out. All right, I'm not even going to bother going in here, but you know what? People like to eat food. I know I do. I'm sure you do too. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the camera go right on in just to give you a quick spot of where everyone goes to eat their lunch. Was that meal amazing or what? I'm sure you really enjoyed it. That was the fastest lunch though. I like your speed. So what we're going to do is I want to show you this. This is really, really cool. So back when DC Comics was in New York City, on the 6th floor, when you would get off the elevator, there was this beautiful piece of artwork. And what we did, well, I would say Andy Kubert did, was he actually peeled it off the walls and brought it to the Kubert School. And what we do is we have it up here, and it's got autographs from everybody from Jim Lee to Jeff Johns to Frank Miller, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And it's just a beautiful piece of artwork. It's historic, really. I mean, it's something incredible. It's a little bit of a time capsule. It's got a lot of the new 52 designs on there that were done by Jim Lee and so many other incredible artists. And it's a really cool piece. It's a lot of fun. So whenever anybody comes on a tour, they love seeing it. I know looking at it through the internet is nice, but I got to tell you, you can't beat seeing it in person, though. It's a really cool thing to see. So what I want to do now is I'm going to kind of walk down over here, and I'm going to ask that we bring on another special guest, Mr. Lee Weeks.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, everybody.
There.
What's that?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Good to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you be a part of this. This is really incredible, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be a part of it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Oh, you're being so kind today. I love it. So, Lee, you're always great.
Wait till the camera's off, and then we'll see what's kind. But.
Yeah, exactly. No, so Lee, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the school, if you don't mind. I'm going to start off by talking about your master classes that you do. Now, before everything went on, we would have you come in about once a month, and you would work with the students. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you were doing?
Well, master class is your title for it. I just feel like I was coming in and hanging out with the students and just trying to share 35 years of experience. You know, having been a student there myself 35 years ago, I learned those fundamentals that Fernando was talking about. And you spend a lot of time applying and learning through the years of just executing the craft, and you learn a lot of things in a myriad of ways, stumbling through the years of working. And so a lot of it's just sharing maybe a few things that are not quite at the basic level, hopefully, and also re-emphasizing some of those very basic fundamental things, because it all begins, as Fernando was saying, with those fundamentals. Did I lose you, Anthony?
No, you didn't lose me, but I had to rush down the stairs. I'm not going to lie, Lee. I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. I hear you wanting to ask me what's unique about the school. Is that true?
That is what I want to ask. You know, everybody comes to the school and they're always looking for the reason why come to the Kubert School. What makes it so unique? What's the reason behind it? And I mean, that's really the question I want to ask you, is what makes the Kubert School so unique?
You know, I've been thinking about this question for some reason, but I think the uniqueness starts with, in my opinion, two primary things. One is, and then it spills out into some other things. But it begins with what we have is a very unique craft. It's a very unique craft, art form, business, because it's you can't find this type of curriculum too many places, and certainly not such a dedicated curriculum. So the craft of comics itself, telling story with static images, with still images, is I used to see it as a poor man's movie. But as you learn what is those unique aspects of how to put still pictures together and lead the reader's mind to connect those in a way that, because they're actually becoming part of the storytelling, the reader is. So it's the uniqueness of the craft first and foremost, but also I think the patriarch of the school and his story and how it came to be is awfully unique as well. Is such a big part of that uniqueness. And if you look at the story of the Kubert family and Joe himself, I mean, it reads like it could be a great adventure itself, you know, beginning with him as a young boy, his family bringing him here from Poland before the rise of Nazi Germany. And just how it was something that was instilled in him early, his love of craft. And I believe he had if I'm not mistaken, I believe he had a desire to be teaching and did some sort of a correspondence course back in the 50s, but didn't, as you said, didn't put together the brick and mortar school until 1976. So those two things. And then I think what makes it unique is, again, that it's an institution that is so dedicated to this specific craft while also dealing with all the fundamentals of what makes picture making in general dynamic, coming together to produce comic books, that you just get a unique experience by being in this place with a lot of like-minded people that are striving for the same goals.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I've always found, speaking from my own time at the school, being able to be in a room with a bunch of like-minded individuals is extremely energizing. It keeps you on your toes and it makes you want to do great work. You know, there's something about having other people in the class, and everybody comes in at different levels as well. You know, I always enjoyed that because you get to see the growth. You know, you have somebody that comes in that might be really experienced and they're already incredible, but by the time you all get to that third year, I mean, you know, the person that was still kind of finding their way, working through the basics of it all, it really clicks. And that's what's really exciting to me. I love seeing that growth that the students get.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, the truth is, we learn from the teachers, these great pros that, I mean, very honestly, when I came to the school, I knew almost none of the names of my teachers. I came to know their great work after coming here. But you learn from these great pros who are solid in their craft, but you do learn from one another as well, the students do. And there's a certain a competitiveness, but it's a camaraderie.
Yeah.
There's a blend of camaraderie and competitiveness, and you see somebody making moves and grasping something, and you're able to pick up things by just this shared experience. So
Yeah, it's really great. Lee, do you have anything else you'd like to say? Otherwise, I'm going to let you be free now, sir.
I think that's it, Anthony. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of this. See you at the next masterclass.
I love having you be a part of this, and like I said before, like I said to Fernando, I love having you being a part of the school. The students, I know you play it off as just being as, oh, it's not a big deal, and you get to come and hang out. But, you know, having you come on in and teach these master classes and, you know, interacting with the students, it really means a lot to them.
I certainly, when I said I come in and hang out, it is a big deal to me. But I feel like that approach of casualness is part of the fun too, that we have a good rapport and relationship with the students. So, yeah.
I agree. So thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate it. You're good to go, man. All right. Thank you, Lee. Now, as you guys might have been able to tell from before, I was running down the stairs. So I apologize if I'm sweating. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through Vice President of Operations, Jacqueline Marcus's office. So she oversees a lot of stuff. Basically, a lot of the going on, she works hand in hand with the director of the school and myself, and we always come up with all the decisions, and it's involved. It's involved. So now what we're going to do is we're going to walk on to the job placement coordinator's office. So job placement. Some of you might have questions about job placement and what exactly that means. What that means is that we are constantly looking to find work for our students. Whether they are still students or they're graduates, we are constantly looking to try to find them gigs, jobs, because we want you to be working. We don't want you not working. That's the worst possible thing. And we're really proud of our success rate in getting people working. I believe we're at 94, 95%, which is incredible. That's a wonderful number, and it's something that we're extremely proud of. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take you guys over to the art store. Now, the art store is under heavy construction. We're doing a lot of great things in there, but I want you guys to see it because it's an incredible space, and we have some really big announcements for it. So come on in, bear the construction work, but I think you guys are really going to enjoy what you see. So as you make your way through, this is the secret section of the school. Employees only. You guys are honorary employees for the day. You're not getting a paycheck from it. So what we have in here is the Joe Kubert Art and Graphic Supply Store. Now, as you can see, we put in all brand new floors. We've repainted the whole store. We're reorganizing. We're getting it all set for a lot of big changes. Also, a very huge announcement is that coming in the fall, on this side of the store, we're going to have the Kubert School comic shop. So the students will be able to come down, get all the latest titles, all the latest comics, graphic novels, trade paperbacks, everything that they want is going to be right here in the shop. So that's a really big announcement. We're very excited about that. But as far as anybody that wants to be able to come in, get some paper, be able to get some pens, pencils, erasers, paint, canvas, you name it, it's right here in the shop. It's a one-stop shop. So the students are always able to come on down, pick up some supplies, and make their way back into the building to get their work done. So what I want to do now is I'm going to bring in somebody, a very good, very special friend of mine, Mr. Andy Kubert, if he doesn't mind joining in.
Hi, Anthony.
I hear you giggling. I know that laugh. I know what that means.
Yeah, I'm here. You know, I'm very far away, but I'm here. How you doing?
Great. Thanks so much for joining in. How you holding up?
I'm holding up great. I tell you, school looks great. Looks phenomenal. You guys are doing a great job with this. It really is. It's interesting. It's fun to watch, and you're doing a great job on it.
I appreciate that very much. So Andy, I want to ask you some similar questions as I've asked Fernando and Lee. But something that I want to talk about is, what is your overall thoughts on the school and like where it stands, you know, in comparison to everything else that's out there? Why do you view the school as being something unique?
Well, let me tell you something. That room that you're standing in as the art store was, my whole family grew up in Dover, where it's at. And we all went through middle school in that building there. My father-in-law went to high school in that building. So there's that kind of a family connection. And that room you're standing in was the wood shop. So I took actual wood shop classes in there. Yeah. Yeah. I like the floor you put in. The floor looks great. It's really nice. But
No.
go ahead.
Oh no, it was a horrible joke, Andy. Don't worry about it.
So,
It's just a dad joke. Nobody wants to hear those.
the school has been, you know, part of my life since my parents started it. You know, even before. I mean, the school opened in '76, but I remember my father putting everything together, putting the whole, you know, curriculum, and working with my mom to work with the state agencies, all that kind of stuff to put everything together. I think they probably started that back in like 1974. And I remember going to one of the first San Diego conventions, San Diego Comic Cons back then. And my parents would bring flyers and stuff like that. We actually took family trips in a motorhome, went down through Mexico and up through California, and we would stop at the San Diego Comic Con. So when the school opened in '76, you know, it was a major part of my life. Even then, I actually, when I was in, gosh, I think I was a freshman in high school, and my dad started up the Saturday classes. I used to be the one to take attendance on the kids and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I also took in the money or whatever, you know, what they paid and everything like that. Yeah, so I've been around there for a long time, and I started going to school there in 1981, graduated in '84, and then came back and taught in 2001 up till, you know, every day up till a couple of years ago. Now I do the master classes with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about the master class a little bit? Because I mean, there's something really special, and I hope you don't mind me talking about this, but it's something really special that you and DC Comics have been able to put together for our students, and that's that you are able to provide them with an actual script involving Batman. The students work on that script, and these pages are specific to DC Comics. And you actually just did the portfolio review for the students with Nick Napolitano, and you reviewed all the pages. And I mean, that's something that's really incredible and special for our students to be able to do.
Oh, correct. I got the script. Actually, I'm a consultant to DC, and actually, I have a studio on the DC offices. We're in quarantine now, so I'm at home. It's my home studio here. But I interact with all the editorial. I interact with everybody up there. So my job up there is whenever it's kind of like an art director type of job. I'll go over cover sketches. I'll go over coloring. I'll go over design stuff. Anything they throw at me. So this with the masterclass thing, I was able to get a Batman script. It was a live Batman script, but I wanted to make it geared towards certain aspects in comics, like double page spreads, splash pages, storytelling specific things. And I came out to the school a couple times and spent a few days there, did lectures, did demonstrations, all that kind of stuff. Going back and forth with the students. I go back and forth through the internet and all that stuff. We had to do the portfolio reviews on the computer. But DC specifically, gave me that script just for that instance. And it actually worked out really well. Students did a great job overall with it.
They really did. I was really proud of our students. And I have to say, the students at the Kubert School, they exhibit something different that you don't get by going to any other school. I mean, really, you are working every day on your art, Monday to Friday. And I think that it doesn't stop there. You're also working over the weekend, and you're working once you get home. But you do it because you really love it. It's really enjoyable, and it's a great experience. And I think that's what really separates the Kubert School students from anybody else's, is you can go to another school and you could take, your class, you can make it a minor, and you're not really in it every day. You're not living it. But when you're at the Kubert School, you live it and you breathe it. It's your life. And you very quickly learn if this is for you. And I think that when you come here and you experience that sort of a thing, and if it is for you, you can't get it out of your blood. It's in you for the rest of your life. And,
you're right. My father specifically geared that school so you would be working 24/7, so you'd be drawing. And if you love to draw, then it's not a problem, But you find when you go to that school and you're drawing so much, you find your improvement. It's just like leaps and bounds. I got to tell you, when I first went to that school, I didn't go in there to be a comic artist. I went in there to work in the office with my mom. Going in there in the first year, I just got caught up. I couldn't really draw that well. I just got caught up with, all the students that went there, and they were all involved with the characters and the comics and the films and the movies and the art form and all that. And I just got bit by the bug, and I stuck with it. But the improvement, and I do this too, I bring in stuff that I did when I was in school. I still have everything I did when I went through Kubert School. I know I got a big fat portfolio, with everything in it. And I show what I did, in my first year, second year, and third year, so they can see the improvements, that they can make. And a lot of them don't even realize it themselves, until they sit down and look at it. When you're doing it, you really don't see the improvements at all. But when you go back after even the first year, or even after the first 6 months of being in that school, and you look at the first things you've done, the improvement is, astronomical. It's phenomenal, but it's also the kind of place you get out of it what you put into it. You put an effort into it. And of course, if you're paying to go to the school and everything like that, of course, you're going to want to learn, you want to get into it. And you get so much out of it, especially with the teachers that work there. A lot of them are alumni of the school. So and a lot of them also, like you and me and Tom and Jan, they were taught by my father. Now, when I teach, my father had it specifically he was a phenomenal teacher. He was great. He never taught before, but he could break down the craft of storytelling step by step. And it was just, it made it easy even for me, you know, to get, even though it took for me about 10 years before I was actually able to, you know, comfortably do it. But that craft of storytelling I find it a lost art today, you know.
100%. I can't say how many conversations I've had with different editors, or you know, even we had a great talk with Dan DiDio about it recently on our live stream show, and we talked about how, you know, the art of storytelling is really lacking in comics, and that's what we do so well here, because we use that curriculum that your dad started, and he was a master storyteller, and we're still teaching it, and that's why I think that our students they really learn the right way to do commercial art, be able to tell a story, do sequential art, narrative art, get it out in front of the people. I mean, even just with a cover, so many people take it for granted that, you know, they think that a cover is a simple image, but, you know, you still got to tell a story even with that, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Covers are hard. They're really difficult to pull off. But yeah, actually, you know, I'm really good friends with Dan. I see Dan a lot, you know, and we hang out and we talk about this stuff all the time, you know, so yeah.
So look, I just want to say thank you so much for joining in today and chit-chatting with us, and, you know, telling a little bit of their story and about the school and just everything. It means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to the viewers, and I know students
absolutely
appreciate it. So do you have anything else you'd like to add before we let you go?
The only thing I want to add is that I think you're doing a phenomenal job with everything there. I think it's awesome what you're doing, how you're getting the word out. You know, I couldn't be happier with the way things are going with you and Jackie at that place. You know,
well, I appreciate it. And look, I love being able to always call you and bother you. I'm sure you don't like it as much as I do.
but, you know, actually, you were going to kick me off now, so I don't know. You know, keep me on a little.
No, look, I talk to you all day. I feel bad. But look, I always enjoy, you know, you've been a great mentor in my life, and you know, you've always been a good friend to me as well. So I appreciate it very much. And it's great to know you, call you a friend, and be able to work with you at the same time.
Oh, thank you. And same here. Seriously, same here.
So, all right, go home, go relax. Go
I got deadline. I got work sitting back here. I got to get done.
Andy, thanks again, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. I mean, that's pretty much the walkthrough of the Kubert School. We're really excited for our fall 2020-2021 school year. We really look forward to you coming and joining up with us and having some fun and really becoming the artist that you're meant to be. You can apply for free today by visiting kubertschool.edu. Fill out the application, and in the payment receipt section, type in fall 2020, and you can apply for free. All right, so definitely check it out. Check out our website. We have some incredible online courses now. We're gonna have the summer sessions coming up. We have the Saturday morning sketch classes throughout the month of May. Those are free. You can watch those right on our YouTube and Facebook page. Or, you know, in the summer, we're gonna have summer camps online. There's so much stuff going on. Just visit the website, check it out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're always updating our social media. And keep in touch, and we look forward to seeing you all real soon. Thanks again, everybody. Be well.